Oh, but I'm, oh, but I'm, oh, but if you got the love and you bide your time, you're full of exhibition, we will be fine. So come on. Come on.
Welcome. We're back. It's good to be back, actually. I feel like we haven't been here for a long time.
Last note, I had my grandson laughing at me.
Really?
If you could see now, he's laughing at me in the cot because he's never heard you.
Get to bed.
Man, that's what I said. That's what I say.
Get to bed.
And he's looking at me.
But you're the only one without a picture this week. How come everyone else got a picture? You don't have a picture.
I don't know what happened to self-sabotage, maybe. Or traperstage. Sabotage, man. Traperstage.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the show. We got Medea, Pudding, Travesty, Alstallio here. Got a lot to fit into because we haven't been on for a couple of weeks. Anyway, you remember when I was telling you guys last week? A couple of weeks back. About the woman who started having an argument with this guy, obviously, and and then I went in between and said, "Look, you were outside because she didn't have a mask on."
Don't tell me she got COVID.
Oh, I remember that story.
No. You remember the story, but the thing is, what happened last week or I don't even know, last week or the week before. Someone actually had the same situation. The guy ended up getting shot. In Germany, obviously.
Oh my God.
Yeah, ended up getting shot, and that's what I said. I said, "See, I'm sure that's going to send shockwaves through the whole of this whole episode that we're going through at the moment, because people are going to be like, actually, I'm not going to say nothing to anybody because
it's better not to."
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said to the woman. I said, look, if you do that, you got to expect that there's an extremist guy who doesn't think the way you think, and he's going to punch you in the mouth for it. You're going to end up with a fist in your mouth, and you're going to be like, why have I got a fist in my mouth when this is not even my job? So I said, back off, man, back off. Then a couple of days later, I heard that someone got shot because they opened their big mouth trying to tell people about what's what. I was like, don't do that, man. People are serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, it was a young guy telling an old guy, and the old guy came back, brought a gun, and just filled him up, and it sprayed, peppered him, as they say. Just peppered him up, Yo, madness, man. Anyway, so anyone else got any fascinating stories, man? You got a lot to fill in.
Well, I did want to share this. Alstallio, we haven't had a chance to catch up, but I went to my first African club. Oh,
what's African club?
Was
the music sick? Was the music sick? Was the music like?
Oh, the music was mad. The music was good. But all these guys I'll buy you a drink. Oh, I own this company. I'm best friends with this person's company. Oh, do you want to drop you home? I'll pay for your Uber. I'm like, I felt like that's how the African man's roll.
Let me cut in there. No, that's how they roll. It's because they know British girls are greedy for money. So that's why they use those tactics to get the British girls.
Money.
No,
yeah, that's what goes
no, Medea. Every woman's greedy for money.
I was gonna say every woman's greedy for money. Most women.
Agreed.
I'm not. I'm my own.
But you can be greedy for your own money. I'm greedy for my own money. I'm not going to pretend. And I'll be greedy for my kids' money too if I can get it.
It's not even that important, man. Money is not important. It's not important. Trust me, money is. I mean, okay, you need it because you gotta, buy food. But if you think really hard or you work, get a bit smart with things, you can actually get food for free.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But I think it's okay to think the way you're thinking, Alstallio, and I agree 100%. However, a lot of people out there are greedy just for the sake of being greedy. They want more. The more they have is the more they want. And they're so desperate they'll go anywhere to get it. And I think that's what we're talking about, those sort of people, and that's what the Africans are using to dupe a few women to get a free, night session.
I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking about how my mother, she's a nice lady. My mother, I love her. how my mother's a bit crazy, and she's like a bit of a. She spends a lot of money on decorating. I don't know what's wrong with her. I just can't figure it out. I haven't been able to figure it out yet. And I was thinking how many holidays we were deprived as kids because my mum would rather decorate a crib
If I hear travesty saying
this lady's decorating a crib. You're gonna be taking their kids away.
Alstallio,
believe it
you
or
wanted the home to feel
not,
like a holiday.
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
true. It's true. That
She was
person would
clever.
have definitely done it because they were thinking they were in a 5-star hotel, even a 7-star hotel.
Yeah.
Probably thought she was in Dubai at the time. When she did it.
The criminal,
However,
man.
I think the person you're talking about is planning to do a few of those holidays this year in 2022.
It's too late now. I've got to finance my own holidays. I was talking about when I was a kid. Deprive me of all my luxury experiences.
Well, I'm sure you must have caught up by now because I'm sure you're a traveller who's been all over the world. And I think
Sure.
Travesty would agree. She's travelled quite a few different places too. I think you need to step aside and let the grandchildren experience while they're young.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
getting on to the serious topic, the one what everyone's talking about and panicking about. Come on, get it out there. Somebody say it.
Oh wait, is that the fuel thing? You know this video? Wait, no. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna play this video.
Yeah.
So, what these guys did was they came and they drained out all my fuel in the tank. Can you see? My car uses diesel. So what they did is, normally I lock my car.
Yeah, of course you lock your car. Yeah.
I don't joke with it. It's always locked. So they forced this tank open from here, and then so that will be easier for them to drain it out from underneath. But what they did is they went underneath and then they made a hole in my tank. Can you see? They made a hole and drained out all the diesel. I just topped up yesterday.
You just topped up.
You know. How did I know? You was bragging like, I got my fuel still. I got my fuel.
It might have been it could have been somebody who was waiting behind him in the queue and they didn't get any.
I followed
him home. But I find that a bit sus, to be honest. I find it, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but I find it a bit sus that someone would take the time to force it and then go underneath. In the old days, they used to obviously unlock it and put a hose in there. And I'm not advertising.
You can't do it these days, though. They got a lock in the because I just sold the car obviously, and I tried to get the fuel out because it was a full. The car was full of fuel. I tried to get it out to put it in my car, but you can't put the foot hose in because it's got a lock.
Okay.
The technology stays improved since then. That's why they had to dig the hole in the bottom and siphon the fuel from underneath the car.
I still find that a bit, how they took the time to do that. That couldn't have been a 5-minute job, and nobody heard anything.
That must have been, that must have been about. I think anything on TikTok is probably staged anyway, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, a good quality car like that, no alarm would have gone off. The fact that somebody was messing with your car, wouldn't the alarm have gone off? Or you know what I mean? But then again, as you say, the criminals are getting more sophisticated too.
Yeah, they are.
But the other funny one, and I'm sure you probably haven't got the video there, is the Asian woman who went to the petrol station with plastic bags to fill up.
Oh yeah.
And put them in her boot.
I don't have that one. But I saw a lot of videos about it.
It's really silly. That was a fire hazard waiting to happen.
She filled
An
the fuel
explosion
in plastic bags.
In plastic bag. And when it looked like it was tearing, she doubled up the bag and put it in her boot. All you saw was the person filming it was just laughing because they couldn't understand why somebody be that daft and that desperate.
I think a lot of it's staged.
And that person's got a license before me. What's going on with the world?
No, this woman was a pensioner. She was definitely an old woman. No, it was an old Chinese or she looked Chinese or Japanese, whatever. It was one of those women, very old woman. So it probably is true. She probably really thought it could work that way.
Yeah.
Oh, it was staged. No, but stupidity is worth a lot of money, isn't it? Don't have a saying for that. Does anyone know the saying? Stupidity is worth. I don't know, man. There's a saying. I'm gonna pull it up in a minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got this guy who's obviously he's a I don't care what anyone says. This is just clever.
How
Man
are
stole.
actually? Go on.
Yeah, man stole 122 million from Facebook and Google by simply sending them random bills which they paid. How is that theft? How is that theft? If they're stupid enough to, if I was to send a bill, if someone was to send me a bill, I paid it. Which they do? Tax. I'm sorry, tax. They send me a bill and I pay it without asking questions. I don't ask no questions.
I would never do that. You'd ask questions and think, where did this come from? What did I do to hold this bill? I'd definitely ring up the company and not his either.
We know you, my dear.
Yeah, I'd definitely look.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to pay bills as it is, so there's no way they're getting me to pay that.
you know. I mean, we have to talk about the guys. Obviously, the guy's nationality. Obviously, I don't know if he's an English guy or whatever. Why can white folks do the best crimes? You know, if a black person steals 10 pence worth of sweets and gets caught, or a pound or a 10 pound worth of weed.
No, I must stop you there. You've forgotten about the Nigerian School of Cons. They're fantastic at it.
Yeah, I guess actually.
They are.
Yeah, but they would never amass. And look at that. That's like high level crime. How can you go to Facebook and Google and take 122 million from them? That's high level crime.
But don't you think Facebook deserves it for shadow banning?
Of course. Not even just that. They don't pay tax or anything, so yeah, they deserve it 100%.
Suppose it's karma then, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. You know, but on a serious note, going back to the fuel.
Oh, yeah, the fuel, yeah.
Yeah, going back to the fuel. Do you really believe that it's because they can't get the drivers, or because what's the other thing? Go on. Yes, read it out. I think that's more like it.
Has it occurred to you that during the lockdown, many people weren't driving their vehicles, and so there was a surplus of fuel? Well, did you know fuel expires? So what do they do to sell off their surplus fuel before it expires? Pretend there's a shortage. So you have it in your tank instead of them having to get rid of it or getting rid of expired fuel and lose money. Things are not always as they seem. Wake up. And I believe this. I
believe it because when you really think about it, lockdown, people weren't buying petrol. They actually weren't, because there was no reason for them to go out. They were in lockdown. But then how do you explain it only happening in Britain?
Oh yeah, there's the loophole. That's the grey area. That's the grey area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check.
I can understand more the fact that there's a shortage of drivers, because I think a lot of the drivers were coming from foreign, weren't they? With the fuel, a lot of them were coming over from foreign, and because of the COVID and all the legislation, all the hardness to get through, it's made it almost impossible for them to get through on time. And I think that's where the shortages come in.
Actually, you know what? Actually, and also, sorry, just quickly, go back to the fuel. The fuel was really cheap when the thingy was going, and the whole pandemic was at its height. So actually, my car was always full. Then I was fueling for under €1, man. I haven't seen prices of that for a long time. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Something dodgy, isn't it?
But definitely, but I think I was speaking to a guy online, and I was telling him, like, basically, leaving the EU was a stupid idea now, considering you can't get the drivers. The people in England should drive. Yeah, the people in England should drive, but they didn't want to do the job in the first place. They don't want to drive in the first place.
I said that. I said they're probably trying a tactic, trying to get the British people to come and do the driving. You know, but they're not sat and thought, no, that can't be, because they can get the foreigners to do it for less money.
Yeah. So
I don't think that's it either. I think it's definitely because of COVID, and there's a shortage because of that.
A fuel,
not fuel, shortage of drivers, because they weren't getting through.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's it. COVID stopped people. Remember, look how hard it is to get back into England if you're from certain countries.
Yeah, it's a knock-on effect.
Yeah, you can't get into England. You more automatically got to quarantine for. I think there was a rule though. You're allowed to come in for 48 hours. If you got to drive all the way to Scotland and back,
Yeah.
and you got to stop for 7 days, that's it. You're already in quarantine. So half the driver's not going to risk it, and then you got to go through France, and their rules are worse. You know, it's like, nah, man, I'm not dealing with this.
There's the problem.
So
apparently, I don't know where it's come from, but they're going to bring in about 10,000 people to come and do the driving. So I don't know how true it is. You'll have to see if you can Google it. This is what I was told today.
This is the military.
I don't know if it's military. I don't know who it is, but they're going to bring in, you know, that amount of people to sort of catch up with the driving and the backlog, I suppose.
No.
But you're right. Leaving the EU was a stupid idea. And you know they only voted because a lot of them thought it was about sending back immigrants. And now they're realising that's not what it was.
No.
Because I was talking to someone today about it. I said, why would the government get rid of the immigrants when they can get them to do all the work for half the price and keep them rich? Of course they're not going to get rid of the immigrants.
Wow. So apparently there is a fuel deteriorates after between 6 and 12 months. Or degrades.
That explains, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
And I think that's true because I noticed that I topped up. My tank is almost full. And I was looking at it seems to be going down rather quickly. And I'm not really using it. So I'm thinking,
someone's stealing yours.
No. I don't think it's definitely not.
Without you noticing.
I think it's degrading. So it's disappearing quickly because of that. That might cause it to go down quicker.
Maybe because I'm sure you just acquired a new vehicle.
Yeah.
Have you checked the miles per gallon on it? If you got like higher miles per gallon, I don't know how big your engine is, but if it's bigger than the last car,
2 litre.
Is it diesel?
The other one, yeah. The other one was the same, 2 litre.
Diesel.
Yeah.
Because what's the mile? Well, then the miles per gallon should be good, but if you're only driving, I don't know.
Well, we shall see. We shall see after the service. Go.
Let's see. Okay, here's something to laugh about. Did anyone see this? This is so stupid. My wife just gave birth to our son, and while he's a bit more dark complexioned than both of us and has brown eyes, she has green, I have blue. I questioned her, and she finally admitted that a few months ago she got the vaccine without me knowing, and that it could have caused a melanin sensitivity in our child. I've never heard of this, but my wife is a nurse, and some of her co-workers have talked about this happening. I was furious, but forgave her. She was brainwashed by her obgyn. What's an obgyn?
Obstetrician, I'm sure. So which is gynecologist. So
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But now I understand how deadly the vaccine is. She's been taking doses of ivermectin since. Hopefully this will nullify the effects of the vaccine. Anyway, has anyone else experienced vaccine-induced melanin sensitivity in newborns? I can't find much information about it online. I assume it's being suppressed just like all the other side effects.
Lies. She was seeing whoever she was seeing at work, and she didn't know who the father was, and that's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, blame it on how could the poor girl...
She was seeing a beautiful chocolate man.
Pudding's been to the African club now. Pudding's in the African club now, so she's been hit. She's been touched by the. What's it called? Once you go black, you never go back. So Pudding, did you find anybody in there? I mean.
No, I couldn't even breathe in there.
I couldn't breathe.
I couldn't breathe. I was like, what's going on? Every time I turned the corner, there was someone talking to me. Like, what's going on? I just want to dance to the music. This is my music, my Afro beats. Me, I don't go looking.
Yeah, she's not looking. She's going to sing, I don't need no other body.
Or she got to sing, I don't need nobody else. She's lying.
No, I don't need no other body. Only you have my body.
Okay. Since we're on the dating thing, let's talk about this then, because let's talk about what this woman's talking about.
Why are so many black men dating Latinas and dating white women more than ever? And here's my quick response. No stress, No drama, more support. And it's that simple. When we walk out the house every day as black men, it's a high probability that we might not make it home. So the last thing we want to do is come back home to an argument, to a bunch of stress, and a bunch of unnecessary drama. And it's that simple. Is this an attack on black women? No. I love my black queens. I love my black.
First of all, you little commentators need to stop attempting to judge black women based on European femininity standards. Because we all know we birthed all of this shit.
You know when she speaks, it reminds me of one person.
She's being sarcastic as well. I love the way she speaks.
I know, yeah.
I mean, what if we started holding you to European masculinity standards? I mean, what if we started expecting you to make things like laws, or own things like land, or govern things like countries? Or what about free things like yourself? If you're gonna tell the story, tell the whole story. Tell the people how, when you date and marry out, that you, one, turn them into single mothers at a higher rate than even black women. And when you do finally decide to marry them, that you have a 200% higher divorce rate than any coupling. In fact, black men have the highest divorce rate of anyone. So I suppose that since most of those divorces are initiated by the women, that at some point they realize that the grass isn't greener on the darker side of the fence. Let me give you some high probabilities for black women when they walk through. 60% of all black women and girls are raped or molested before the age of 18 by black men. Black women are killed by domestic partners 3 times that of any other race of women by black men. And 60% of all new HIV cases in black women are from their husbands and boyfriends, not from casual sex. And since we know that black women date out at only a rate of about 4%, almost all of those cases are from y'all. If this is your idea of love for black queens, let me speak for the collective and say it's a hard pass. But you, sir, don't have any queens because you are not a king. You are a colonized pawn in the game of patriarchy, doing the clear man's bidding by spreading stereotypical tropes about black women based on their standards. Bless your heart.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm sorry, I have to get in there. I love it because at the end of the day, we've been hearing this from black men all the time, and yet they will never admit that they do go home to drama, because when they pick up a chavvy outside of their race type of woman, they put up with it. They never say, oh, this woman's giving me stress, when she actually is. Some of them pick up some women out there that are a disgrace to any race. Not even their own race wants them. And I'm sick of actually hearing it. And it is true. Why don't we start holding them to the black men who say this, not the black men who are not against it. I'm on about the black men who are always dogging out black women. Let us start holding them accountable. Why can't you make laws, just like she said? Why can't you start freeing yourself from prison? I love that one. They need to stop it. I mean, anybody can date anyone today in this day and age. No one really cares who dates who. But stop dogging out black women. You need to stop it. Stop advertising that we're the worst. Stop it. Simple. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop
it.
Stop it.
When she talks like that, you can't even colonize. What do you call it? Colonize. Colonize. You can't really argue with her. I think she only speaks for a certain demography of black people, black men especially, because I think.
And I think black men. So do the black men. He can only speak. He talks as if it's all black women, but it isn't. So let's be fair. They're talking about a certain amount, but stop making it look like we all like that, because that's a load of rubbish.
Yeah. The thing is, there's always that question: how are like obviously black girls or black women stereotypically considered to act a particular way. But how do you? What is the way they should act then? Should they act like their European counterparts, or how should they act?
They should act like their humble African counterparts. How the African women act, the ones who are, what's the word I'd use? They're very
Educated.
humble. No, humble as well as educated. They're very humble. They are what should inspire Black women. I can't say it about the ones from the Caribbean islands because, I'm just not going to speak on, and I'm definitely not going to speak about the Black British. But I do think that particularly in Africa, there are some humble, well-educated women who are not into dramas, and some people would actually say they're submissive. But I don't think it's because of something. They're just they're very dignified and very decent. That's what should be inspiring Black women.
Yeah. Oh, and actually, I wouldn't say. I think a lot of if you're not talking about the inner city women, I think any country women are all right. Even in England, I think if you go outside, like when I was younger, and we used to live in the countryside, I found that Black women there were completely different from the ones in the inner city. So
yeah,
I think it's more of a countryside girl.
I don't even think. Sorry, Alstallio. I don't even think it's about being in the city. I think it's when they come from ghetto. Because you've got some city women who are still very sophisticated and well-educated and well-mannered, and have decorum. I think it's this man who was speaking. He's obviously surrounded himself with ghetto women.
Yeah,
and I bet you he's married to the opposite of that, which is the chavvy women.
Yeah.
So he's still married the same type of woman, just a different color.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I've noticed. If you're attracted to a certain type of person, unless you know how to change it, it doesn't matter what color they are, you're going to still be attracted to that type of person. Because, like for instance, I've got relatives, calling no names, who were always saying, "Oh, I wouldn't deal with a Black woman because of this and because of that and because of what." Yet they took up and married women who treated them exactly how a Black woman would have treated them. It was the same type. And I said, where you were going wrong is you shouldn't have said it was the color. It was the attitude you should have been watching.
There's the attitude. It's always the attitude. It's nothing to do with the color of the woman.
It's not the color. Watch the attitude.
Especially because the men.
Yeah. Watch the attitude. That's where people get caught up. They look at it as color, when in fact, if you're attracted to a certain type of rubbish, as I say, unless you can program and educate yourself to go and steer away from that type of person, you will always pick them up, regardless of their color.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, Travis, are you there?
I am here. Sorry.
She's very quiet today. What's going on?
She's got in good vegetables, probably.
I'm preoccupied. I have to apologise to all the listeners. I'm behind with work because I break up for annual leave at the end of the week.
Again?
What do you mean again? I work very hard, Medea. Obviously, I've just got to make sure all the duties are done for the next 2 weeks while I'm not here.
Are you gonna be flying out anywhere?
No.
Things are you going camping at all?
I don't even know yet. I did see a camper van, but that's going for about £1,000 for the week.
Yo, have you been to Turkey?
No, it's not on the red list.
I don't know what list it's on. All I know is when you go there, everyone's chilling. Because I'm on holiday from not next week, the week after, innit? And I'm thinking,
I'm off for 3. But I'm in there.
You're for 3 weeks. Also, you offered, come meet us in Europe, man. Come to Europe.
You can't come to the UK. I'm gonna have to quarantine.
No, quarantine what? But don't listen to these geezers, man.
They can't watch you 24/7.
When you got if you drive, for example, the moment you get to France, there's no one controlling anymore. You'll go straight to my house, and no one will control you. No one will even know you came in. You'll be good to go. You can go out. You can do whatever you want, and then you can leave under the guise of night and go back into the old country, and no one will know you're there. That's it.
There was no there. How done the you was there?
Oh, and by the way, Germany's on the green list anyway, so you can come here.
Oh, really?
And you're on the green list to go back as well, yeah. So you don't have to quarantine here.
That's only if you've been double jabbed, then, you know.
No. Don't keep buying into this bleeding vaccination. It's not working. That's why they threw out the vaccine passport.
Okay then.
for clubs because they know it's going to lose too much business.
They're saying that you probably still need a passport here. Well, you don't need a passport. You still got to take a test here, though.
Yeah,
that's different. Taking a test is different from having a vaccine passport.
Yeah.
I might just do that. I was thinking to do that as well.
I go to Holland as well. Holland, they're chilling down there. No one worries them. Just me, everything's open. My friend just come back from Holland. He was like, everyone's relaxed. No one's got masks on it. It's only this country here, man. I know in England it's chilling as well, but this country here, this is the worst country, I tell you. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. Yeah, so I'm trying to escape to. I want to see if I can get a cheap last minute deal to Turkey or Greece or something. Would be nice.
Santorini, I know they're begging people to come.
In Greece?
No, Santorini. Yeah, Greece. Yeah.
I don't want to go anywhere that's begging people, man.
No, I'm talking about begging people to come because obviously they ain't made no money.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking more Cyprus or Crete.
All right then, nice.
That would be nice. But I can't find anything at the moment, so I'm gonna hope that something springs up last minute.
Well, what I was thinking, I was gonna rent a camper van and go and do the Scotland, all the Scotland and the Isles and the Lochs and all that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Maybe we should come across that. You know what? If you want, you know what? How many people can get in the van?
You can get up to 6 berth. So that's 6 people.
Can you drive a 6 berth?
Yeah, now I can. 3.5 ton. I don't know.
Who's coming? With you? Well, actually, no. We should talk about that offline.
Yeah, get carried away.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, interesting.
You know what? You know, everyone has their last words, and Pudding should start this week because Pudding hasn't said much.
Why are you picking on me?
All right, Travis, just start there.
Well, I'd like to say, never get carried away.
No. How did Travis get away with that one? Explanation. Explain.
Because I'm red skin, browning.
Oh my god. Fine.
Actually, I was gonna pull you guys up about your images, man. This ain't your color. You guys ain't Latinos.
Yeah.
put the images put the images, or whatever you call them, to represent your color, man. You ain't Latinos.
You mean like your color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so then Pudding start.
It's getting cold. It's getting cold outside, guys.
It's getting cold outside,
wrap up. You know, but I've had a good few weeks. I passed my RBT, guys. You know, I'm still teaching myself. Pick up my card tomorrow. So finally, no more studying on that front. So yeah, everything's blessed. Blessings from Jah. You know, love to you all.
Love to you too, Pudding.
Okay. Travis,
everybody stay safe as usual. Don't get carried away with what's going on in this crazy, crazy world. That we have got fuel. There was only 1 out of every 4 petrol stations, which shows that it is improving to the 1 in 3 what we had in previous days. Look at me, sound like a newsreader. But please, people, just have sense and stop being sheep, for God's sake. You must be able to think yourself. That's why, well, the higher power gave you freedom of will.
Yeah. Medea?
All I gotta say is there's too many robots. Too many robots. We need to get rid of these robots and get some people who've got sense.
All these RoboCops?
Yeah, no, not even RoboCops. They're just robots. They're just doing as they're told and not thinking out of the box. And that's what's annoying. They're making it worse for us. They're making it worse for people who have got sense. Yeah. You know, stop panic buying you greedy set of people.
You know what? Following on from what you said, Medea, I hope that this is a lesson to everybody. You don't just make up your own sort of future and be like, oh, you know, if I do this, this is going to happen. Actually, look into the facts. Look at the type of people we're dealing with and look what's actually happening all around, instead of thinking, oh, if I do this option, it's only going to stop there. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to do that. You've got to really deep what's going on instead of just assuming.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you're saying, Medea. I really do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Then thank you very much. And hopefully we'll be back next week. Let's not leave you so long next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
night,
Good
guys.
night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye. Bye.
Come on. What have we got to lose if us is what we choose? Love's the prize at the end. We will have each other forever if that's what we intend. Let's not rush into things, so love will continue forever is what we both want.